It's good to be with you. You are joining me in our prayer room at church. And the reason I'm here is the subject that I'm going to talk about today needs to begin at your place of prayer, and you'll see why in a moment. Well, I want you to know that I had teachers and then I had teachers. The difference was not how much they knew, but how well they communicated what they knew. In fact, they could know a lot less and teach more. Interesting thought. Well, Jesus is considered by some as a good moral teacher, but in John 13:13, he says, "Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet." Wow, what does that mean to us? Well, first of all, Jesus was a great moral teacher, and I would suggest for two reasons. Well, first, he knew the law because he wrote it as the Lord of all creation. And number two, he lived a pure life in thoughts and actions. You see, he was a holy teacher, and his parting words to the disciples are recorded in what we call the Great Commission. There we are commanded to make disciples, teaching them in the things of Jesus. That command is to all of us, and it fits what I was talking about regarding teachers I had earlier when I said you can know everything and it not be understood, or you can know little and much can be understood. So our challenge is to share what we know. We don't have to know everything, but share what we know in a way in which people can hear it and apply it. In other words, I would say it's important for us to know the person's needs that we're communicating with and their questions. Because otherwise, if we're just sharing a lot of information, but they don't understand it or it's not applicable to their life, then it really has had no definition. And that's my definition of a poor teacher, is someone who talks, but nothing is understood, and therefore nothing applied. You see, Jesus speaks that we may embrace his forgiveness, our identity, and our calling. So today, seek to live out the Great Commission, which is found in Matthew 28:20, by role modeling and speaking into the lives of those who are spiritually open. That takes us back to prayer. We must be in prayer to hear and see what people are thinking, where they're at, and what needs to be spoken into their life. It's this spiritual sensitivity to say, as Pastor Tim said in his sermon this last Sunday, was God, my prayer is that you use me today. Give me divine appointments where I can speak in the life of another for your reason, for your purpose, for their eternity, for their identity, for their purpose, that they may walk in it. So let us be a good teacher today, as Christ is a good teacher to us. May today be a day that you get to impact someone else's life because Christ has impacted yours.